Hey guys, and welcome back to the JTO channel. And this is your Group B review, where we've just seen USA beat Iran 1-0 and England dealing with Wales in pretty easy fashion 3-0 despite being 0-0 at half time. I'm not gonna lie, I watched bits of both games, majority of the USA Iran game, mainly from the beginning because I knew that was the game that was going to be a little bit more crazy, a little bit more entertaining. Maybe not in terms of goals, but in terms of like just drama and stuff like that. And I think it showed in the second half how close it was. And yeah, I think overall the United States deserved to go through, and obviously England easily dealt with Wales as I expected it to happen. There was absolutely no chance Wales were going to ever win that game. No chance, even though at 0-0, at halftime, you think to yourself, maybe they might do something. Let's talk about that game real quick because that's the game I didn't watch as much, and I want to delve deep into the US game with Iran because that was the one I watched mainly. And then we'll talk about who they're facing later on, as we do know now, confirmed, who they are facing in the round of 16, both teams, obviously. So with England, look, I'd heard that apparently, their whole game today, just in general, especially in the first half, it was just dry. Football wasn't great. They were struggling to really like create maybe clear cut chances against Wales. I think they had a clear chance with Rashford, I think, one on one with the keeper after he ran in behind. Obviously, Southgate did change his team. The likes of Foden came in, Henderson started the game, Carl Walker's back, Rashford started on the left as well. So yeah, man, good to see those guys get a chance to see what they could do. I think Rashford has made a case for himself, at least for the next game. Who knows? But knowing Southgate, Sterling will probably come back in, and knowing Southgate, Mason Mount will probably come back in, despite Phil Foden being absolutely fantastic, apparently. So it is what it is. When you look at the goals, Rashford free kick, it's the first direct free kick that's been scored. The first direct free kick that's been scored in the World Cup. Marcus Rashford, it had to be him. He's had a tough last season, I think, around with Manchester United, and, just mentally he's not been there. But at least this season he's gone back to his sort of best. And yeah, good free kick, man. Hit it the keeper's side, goes in the back of the net. Then the second goal, that's all Harry Kane, man. Holds onto the ball, Rashford wins it back, holds onto the ball, puts in a lovely delivery into a brilliant area. Phil Foden runs onto it, tap in, nice one. And then obviously Rashford scored a third goal where, he runs in behind, goes one on one with the defender. He shimmies a bit. His body movement, make sure his body movement um made sure that he got space to cut in on that left foot and get the strike going because yeah, his body movement did confuse the Wales player because he was going in, out, couple step over, shimmy, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, fair play to Marcus Rashford and England. They go through. They are officially going to face Senegal in the round of 16. At least two Chelsea players will be going home. Um, that's guaranteed already because, Senegal, Koulibaly and Mendy. England, Mason Mount, Sterling. You already know the vibe. So that's going to be an interesting game, man. And England top the group, obviously, with 7 points. USA comes second with 5 points. We'll get to that game with Iran 3 points and Wales on a big fat one. I was about to say big fat zero until I realized they did draw with the USA beforehand. Anyway, yeah, that's really on the England game, man. We'll see how they fare against Senegal. I think that's going to be a very interesting game. Two teams that I don't think, how do I say this? I think in England they've got the attacking talent, and with Senegal, the up front, except for Ismail Assar and Dia, there's not really much there. I think the midfield battle is going to be interesting. Although one thing that's key is Idrissa Gana Gueye is going to miss that game, so I think that's advantage England from that perspective. Gana Gueye is pretty important for Senegal. I'm pretty sure the midfield, in fact, their first choice midfield was Gana Gueye, Mendy of Leicester City, and Kouyaté. Now Kouyaté is injured, and Gana Gueye is going to miss the Senegal game against England. So those are two big misses for Senegal, man. But I've seen that they've got good depth there. So I think they'll be able to field a midfield that should be good enough to compete against England's midfield of Rice, Bellingham, and Mason Mount. I mean, we just saw what McKennie, Tyler Adams, and Musa did to England's midfield. So you never know, man. I think England have a problem with controlling games sometimes, especially the big games. They have a problem really stamping their foot into the game and actually dominating, really England should dominate this game and should comfortably maybe beat Senegal, but they're not going to. Senegal will make it hard for them. And look, we'll talk about that game way more down the line. But yeah, that's it. England win the game. They got Senegal next in the round of 16. We'll see who goes through in the quarterfinal. So yeah, that's going to be a good game. Now back to the USA. USA, man, against Iran. When you look at that first half, I think it's a representation of what the US are trying to build, what they're trying to do with Greg. And you can quite clearly see they are so good at nearly everything. They're so good at nearly everything. Like, this is a team that's well compact. This is a team that's playing 4-3-3. They're playing a good brand of football. They clearly want to sort of entertain the American fans and impress them, of course. I feel like the way they move the ball, they move it quickly. I feel like the rotations that's used down the left-hand side against low blocks in this game today was really good. So what they did, for example, with Pulisic was when they had the ball down the left-hand side, you could clearly see the rotations, as in, Anthony Robinson would overlap. Christian Pulisic would move in centrally, like as in like an 8/number 10 role to pick up those pockets of space to maybe drive with the ball or maybe get passes off to Sargent or Weah or Dest on the other side. I felt like Pulisic was pretty good at that today, and obviously Musa would cover Pulisic and Musa's position down that left hand side. So I feel like that rotations down there was pretty good. Even down the right hand side, the link up between McKennie, Musa, and McKennie, Weah, and Dest was pretty good today. I thought Dest today was really, really good. And the US you could quite clearly see the quality between the two teams, at least in the first half. All US needed was a goal. But in terms of everything else, defensively, better than Iran. Iran did nothing. Like, they had the ball in good spells, Iran, as well, but they really didn't cause trouble for the United States defense. I genuinely don't remember Turner making a save pretty much in the whole game, even when Iran were putting pressure. I can't remember Matt Turner making a save, especially in the first half. Like, there was absolutely nothing from Iran. USA, when they had the ball, they were controlling it. They were passing it. The rotations were nice. The link-up play, the combinations. Everyone's moving. Everyone's sort of knowing what to do. Everyone knows what their role is pretty much within the team, where to be positionally. So yeah, I'm liking the way Greg is using his team, man. Where sort of got that width about him. He's the winger that's got the width, takes his player 1v1, makes runs in behind. Sargent is sort of that striker as well, another one that can run in behind, works really hard as well, can press as well from the front. And then you got Pulisic, who against low blocks, you really don't want him out wide. You want him more in centrally, driving at players and making sure he gives the ball. Because one thing Pulisic's improved that is not just this. Obviously, he's a good dribbler. We know that. We all know he's a good dribbler. He can go past players. But then I've always thought with Pulisic, the final pass. Can he give that final pass? Can he improve his passing quality as well? And I feel like as months has gone by and as years have gone by, I feel like he's slowly improved in that, considering I've watched him at Chelsea. And you can quite clearly see in this game, he gave off a couple good passes. There was one that he gave out wide to Dest. Unfortunately, Dest reached it, but it went out for play. There was one he gave to Sargent that led to the Weah chance, where Weah decided to head the ball instead of trying to just stay composed and try volley it into the back of the net. So yeah, he's popping off some good passes, man. And another thing that's helping is centrally, it also makes sure that Pulisic being central also helps with not just the fact that he's getting the ball and going past players, but everyone knows he wants to score goals. Everyone knows Pulisic has instinct in around the box, at least. He knows the right movement to make in around the box. And I think it shows in the goal, man. Clearly, McKennie, really good ball out to Dest, who had a really good game today, I have to say. Dest today was probably, alongside Tyler Adams, over the course of 90 minutes, US's best players, I would say. I thought those two were absolutely fantastic. If he had stayed longer on the field, I think Pulisic probably would have been the best player or probably would have got man of the match. But obviously, he had to sacrifice himself for the team by getting to that goal, getting to that ball. And yeah, McKennie out wide to Dest. Dest heads it down. Pulisic tap in. Nice one. That's his instincts. That's good movement, the determination and the grit for him to, really get onto that ball before the defender and put it in the back of the net. And good goal, man. Overall, good team goal. Good combination play from that team as well. And fair play. Pulisic obviously scored, and that came with a consequence because he ended up hurting himself really, really badly. I'm pretty sure his balls. I'm pretty sure it was his sack, bloody his sack that got yeah. I don't know if he'll be able to have kids and that, but hey, I don't know, blood. That's him personally. Like, I'm not involved. I don't know why I even said that, but hey, good luck to Pulisic in terms of that. Oh, this really turned into a weird sort of segment. Anyway, yeah, that came with a consequence. Obviously, he's you know what I'm saying, got hurt. The guy could barely walk. He came back on the field, and then US had a counter attack. It didn't quite work out, and it is what it is. Pulisic had to go off at half time. Brendan Aronson came on, which I thought was a good sub. He's energetic. He works hard. He's a creative player that can maybe find Sargent and co in behind and etc. So yeah, man. Overall, when you look at it, I think the US deserved to win. They were the better team. They had the better players. They had the better structure. They were better defensively. They were better going forward than Iran. Iran were desperate. They were calling for penalties. They were calling for red cards. They were calling for this. They were calling for VAR. They were calling for so many things. Like, they were just desperate because I'm not going to lie, yeah? I really think the US were comfortable. I was nervous for them as I was watching because I was like I did predict that they were gonna go through, but let's be honest, when Iran were putting pressure on them, and obviously the US brought on defenders like Moore and Zimmerman and etc. Costa came on to re-energize the midfield as well. Iran were just throwing balls over the top, man, and they won some. They were nearly there, but there wasn't really anything clear cut for Iran. In these games, when you're clearly seeing that team's 1-0 up and you're going for it, you think to yourself, Iran, in this case, just like loads of other teams, would have that one big chance. I can't remember a big chance where you look at it and you thought, oh my God, he should have scored. Not really. Not really. I'm not gonna lie. And the US hang on. The US hanged on, and yeah, like I said, they deserve it. They'll be now facing the Netherlands in the round of 16, and I can't lie. I legit sort of back them to potentially do something against the Netherlands. Pull off a little shock here. I know the Netherlands are probably the favourites for that game overall, but the Netherlands haven't looked impressive. They've so far not looked impressive in this tournament, man. And the US, they've looked good, man. You can see the foundation. You can see the structure within their team. You can quite clearly see the way Greg wants his team to play. Whilst with Netherlands, you're not quite sure which Netherlands is gonna turn up. I'm yet to see a convincing performance from them. It could come this weekend against the US. Who knows? But that's going to be another good game. So yeah, things are starting to shape. Things are starting to shape itself out. And yeah, we already have our first set of knockout games confirmed. Senegal will be facing off against England, and the USA will be facing off against the Netherlands. So yeah, that's it, guys. That is your Group B review. I think overall the US deserved to go through, and I think overall England definitely deserved to top the group. England smashed Iran 6-2. Poor against USA, but it is what it is. England always have these types of games in these competitions. The last World Cup. Even in the Euros, they always tend to have these performances against these teams that they should be beating. But oh well. But yeah, overall England deserve to top the group. They smashed Iran. They dealt with Wales. So yeah, they deserve to be top in terms of that. And I think USA do deserve to come second because I feel like they overall were better than Wales. I feel like, and they probably should have beaten them. Against England, they were good, and against Iran, they defended well, controlled the game, and got that decisive goal. They yet to concede a goal in open play. And I think so are England. So on that basis as well, I think they deserve to go through. I don't think there's any controversy. Just like Group A, I think I just think Netherlands and Senegal overall deserve to go through, just like in this one. So yeah, we'll see what happens in tomorrow's fixtures. Obviously, we've got Group C playing and Group D playing. The likes of Argentina are playing, Poland are playing, France are playing, Denmark are playing. So yeah, we're gonna have reviews out for those games tomorrow. And yeah, guys, that's been your Group B review. Please like, comment, subscribe. Turn on those post notifications, follow my social media down below, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for 2 brand new reviews. So